Welcome back to my channel. You already know it's your boy Hood Digital or Rock Reactor, back with another video. Yes, sir. Before I proceed, let me know where you tapping in from. Let me know what country, what city, what mountain, what hill, what island, what cave. Let me know where you at. Represent your hood, yes, sir. And so we continue on with the Japanese rock rabbit hole, the endless, the infinite, the never-ending. And of course, we continue with the Band-Maid documentary. You know, guys, I never like to leave anything unfinished, especially something as important as this to me. It's very important. This is very important. I wish I could do this for every artist at some point, every main artist that I react to, because it kind of builds a platform as far as my understanding of their music, not just my understanding of their music, but my appreciation to their music and how I value their music. It just makes me look at their music and listen to their music from a different perspective. It puts it in a different light, in a deeper light, if you know what I mean. So I wish I could do this with like I said, with every band, every artist, every main artist. I wish I could do this. Now, yeah, of course, we had the little, I had the little debate. I didn't know whether to do, wait for Misa, wait for this one, Miku. But I said, you know what, man? Let me just get right to it, man. Let me just get right to it. KOBATO, Miku, part 1. Let's see, where were we? Without further ado, guys, of course, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, hit the like button. Any donations to my channel will be greatly appreciated. My PayPal account is on the description. Let's get right to it. Band-Maid documentary, KOBATO, Miku, part 1. Is the volume down? Volume down. The hell?
And think about her future.
Oh, God. I had the volume down, guys. Sorry about that. I'm not going to edit this. I'm gonna keep it going.
Breaking new gate.
We are in Kumamoto, a city located in the prefecture with the same name on the island of Kyushu. This is where KOBATO Miku was born a few decades ago. Her parents were a remarried couple, and she has a half-brother who's 11 years older from her father's previous marriage. As you could imagine, she was a very active child, much to the dismay of her parents, who struggled to keep an eye on her, as she was the kind of child who snuck out of her house to play or run all around as soon as she was taken to large open spaces. She loved to play with boys at games like Chanbara, which is basically sword fighting for kids, or catch insects in the summer, but those little trips and games cost Miku a lot of bumps and bruises. Miku was introduced into music very early by her grandmother, who went to an enka karaoke class. When she was around 7 or 8, Miku fell in love with music and singing as she followed her grandmother to local public hall gatherings. At this time, Miku only knew enka, so that's all she sang. The first song she learned was Jindo Monogatari by Yoshimi Tendo. Her mother was worried that Miku would only be interested in enka, so she asked her to listen to other musical genres and offered her a CD of the idol band Morning Musume.
sounds like something I would be hooked on right here. Misune. Misune? Sounds good.
Her mother was worried that
Morning Musume.
Miku would only be interested in enka, so she asked her to listen to other musical genres and offered her a CD of the idol band Morning Musume. And so, with time, Miku came to experience and listen to more and more different kinds of music. In high school, Miku was in the broadcasting club. Of course she was. This is the club responsible for those announcements that you hear in the school from time to time, like morning or lunch break news. Back then, Miku's friends were really into bands and took her to live performances of smaller amateur groups covering popular songs. Miku was not that interested in the bands, but this experience made her look into more bands to listen to. During her research, she came across Tokyo Jihen, a Japanese rock band formed around the popular singer Sheena Ringo.
That sounds a little bit like punk right here.
Back then, Miku's friends were interested in the bands, but this experience made her look into more bands to listen to. During her research, she came across Tokyo Jihen, a Japanese rock band formed around the
See, this right here sounds like punk music.
popular singer Sheena Ringo. Miku
You know it's crazy, guys, but I never thought Japan had such a deep rock and roll culture. And I mean, it's deeper than I can imagine.
was stunned by their sound and finally found the music that she wanted to do. It was also during this time that Miku's parents got divorced and her father totally disappeared from her life. From then on, she had to live with her grandmother. It was a hard time for her and her family, but she tried to find a proper high school and think about her future. No time to think about making music for a living, even though this idea was starting to grow in her mind. When she was at university, Miku missed a lot of classes because she was working part-time to earn enough money to participate in multiple auditions in Tokyo. The problem was, she never told her mother about all her travels to the big city. And the more Miku went to Tokyo, the more she wanted to live there. So, in October 2010, on her birthday, Miku presented her I Want to Live in Tokyo plan to her mother to try and reassure her. This plan was basically to find enough part-time work to pay for her life there, along with vocal training. Miku knew that living in a big city like Tokyo would cost a lot, so she took as many jobs as she could. At one point, she had 3 different jobs, leaving her with just a few hours of sleep per day. She was willing to do anything to realize her dream. One of her jobs was at a maid cafe in Kumamoto. This is the kind of job that fit her perfectly, as she was very interested in customer service, loved to talk to people, and loved the idea of wearing a cute outfit at work. This particular maid cafe only lasted 6 months.
So I guess this is destiny taking shape, right? If you guys know what I mean. She's working as a maid or a waitress, and she's wearing a maid costume, and she's loving it. She's a maid uniform, I'm gonna say, and she's loving it. So this is like destiny blossoming.
Until December 31st, 2010. It's hard for this kind of business to last in local cities like Kumamoto because of the lack of new customers daily. With nothing holding her back in Kumamoto and enough money from all her hard work, Miku quit university and moved to Tokyo to start a new life pursuing her dream of becoming a singer. Now that she was living in Tokyo, Miku easily found a part-time job as she had already a lot of experience from her life in Kumamoto. Miku discovered the concept of maid cafe in her hometown, so she thought that it would be a good idea to try and work in a maid cafe in Akihabara, the place where maid cafes are the most popular in Japan. She started to work at the at-home cafe in May 2011 under the name Himawari, which means,
guys, you know what I noticed that I just realized? That during all these stories, as they were coming up, they never mentioned them dating anybody during their journey. Is it that they're omitting that? Or these girls wasn't really into dating anybody? They wasn't into, they was just pursuing their dream and just focus on their dreams and not focus on anything else? Or is it that they're just omitting this part of the story? Just let me know if you know, guys.
Sunflower. This maid cafe was way bigger than the one in Kumamoto, and this one held performances and events where Miku could work on her singing regularly. It was a great experience for her, as she learned a lot about human relations, handling different types of people, and even calming down angry customers arguing with each other. After all, Miku wanted to do everything to make everyone happy. She also learned a lot from overseas customers and how they perceive maid cafes as a part of the Japanese culture. Miku worked almost a year for At Home Cafe, but quit in January 2012. She had a ceremony celebrating her time working there, and there was a lot of messages from regulars and overseas customers. She even wrote a moving message on the blog of the maid cafe.
なんかやっと卒業したんだなって実感湧いてきました。なんかじわじわ来るね。イベントにも参加させてもらったり、歌プロにも出させてもらったり、プロマイドを撮ったり、撮影会したり、錬金だったり、振り返ってみたらいろいろしたな。自分がイベントするなんか思ってもなかったけど、まさか卒業するとはね。書き損ねたんですが、スーツで来てくれたご主人様、ありがとうございました。私得でした。あと、素敵なお花もありがとう。あと、チェキの受け取りがまだの方、なるべく早くお絵かきしてドンキに持っていきますので、後日ドンキへお願いします。ごめんなさい。いろんなことがあったりしたけど、やっぱり私はアットホームが大好きです。8ヶ月間で出会ったご主人様やお嬢様、メイドさんを絶対に忘れません。アット中だった私が全く秋葉原に行かなくなるなんて到底無理な話なので、きっとまたお会いすることもあるかもしれません。もしまたどこかで私を見かけたらよろしくお願いします。私にとってこれからがスタートだと思ってます。みんながくれた気持ちを胸に頑張っていきたいと思います。さよならはしないです。ありがとうございました。頑張ります。ひまわり。
The reason why she left was because she'd won the Super Idol audition on December 9th, 2011. This competition started in the summer of 2011 with 2,600 applicants. Their goal was to create a 3-member idol band with the votes of the fans. The Super Idol audition was also broadcast on MXTV on December 30th, 2011.
ありがとうござい
ます。野口美香です。すごい、とにかく今頭の中真っ白なんですけど、すごい嬉しいです。今後ユニットとして3人で頑張っていきたいと思いますので、まだまだ未熟なところとかいっぱいあると思うんですけど、一緒に応援していただけたらなと思います。私は熊本から出てきたんですけど、すごい親にもいい報告ができて、アルバイト先のこのメイドさんをしてるんですけど、常連さんも見に来てくれていい報告ができることがすごく嬉しいです。これから頑張っていきます。ありがとうございました。
This contest allowed Miku to join an underground idol band, or Chika idol in Japanese, named Lil Kumin 3 months later, in March 2012. An underground idol band works with a minor label and will only perform in very small areas or events. It's well known that very few underground idol bands can become bigger and join a major label, so the chances for Lil Kumin to get bigger were really small. No pun intended. The name of the band came from the very short height of the 3 members, and that the birth flower of December 9th, when the result of the audition was announced, was Kumin. Lil Kumin was active until April 13th, 2013, when they announced they had disbanded during a one-man concert in Shinjuku Orebako due to Miku and another member quitting the band. About a month after the release of the 3rd single called Super Trooper, and their first one-man concert in the same venue. In the end, Lil Kumin released 3 singles and performed about 100 shows during a year of activities.
Wow.
In an interview, Miku confirmed that it was not her thing to sing cute idol songs. She didn't hate it, but it was too different from the music she wanted to sing.
But they didn't mention, guys, that at this time she had not been introduced to rock and roll, though. She said she didn't see the idea of singing these idol songs. But it doesn't mention that she's been introduced to rock, even though she was introduced to rock by the punk girl, the punk rock band. Well, the one I called punk.
Back to square one for Miku, who decided to send her resume to Platinum Passport, explaining the kind of music she wanted to do. The company reached back to Miku and scheduled a meeting to talk about her project. Let's imagine an abbreviated form of this conversation.
はじめまして、小鳩ミクと言います。出身は熊本です。地元と秋葉原のメイドカフェで働いていました。オーディションに受かってアイドルグループで活動していたんですが、アイドルではなく歌手になりたくて1年ほどで辞めさせていただきました。自分のやりたい音楽性とは違うなーって気づいたんです。
バンドとかには興味ないの？
バンドは好きだし、東京事変さんにも憧れ。
Guys, what exactly do they call idols? Do they sing songs that are remade from like older songs? What exactly is an idol group? Please let me know, guys.
憧れています。それに可愛い音楽よりもかっこいい音楽がやりたいです。
コバトはいろいろなバンドを調べて聴いているときに東京事変に出会って恋に落ちた。バンドメイド日本のエピソードで群青日和が人生を変えたとまで言っている。この瞬間からコバトはかっこいい音楽のバンドを聴くようになり、バンドを組むという考えが頭に浮かぶようになった。もしこの曲がなかったら、コバトはバンドを組むことなど思いつかず、バンドメイドは存在すらしなかっただろ
う。あ、でもメイドも好きです。
メイドとバンドを合わせたら面白いね。
じゃあ混ぜちゃいましょう。
On May 29th, 2013, Platinum Passport posted an audition announcement for anyone who wanted to join a new rock band performing with maid outfits. They also presented the first version of Band-Maid's logo. In this post, it was specified they were looking for women between the ages of 15 and 24 who can play guitar. bass, drums, and keyboards while wearing a maid outfit. They also clarified that the applicants must not be currently under contract with a production company or record label and must not be planning to debut as a professional. Miku was actively looking for potential members herself and found a young musician posting guitar covers on YouTube and Nico Nico. The name of this guitarist was Konami. Miku contacted Konami through the talent agency to present her project. Konami was pretty excited to join Band-Maid, and the maid outfit was definitely not an issue for her. The next one was Akane on drums. And with that, Akane asked Misa to join her new band.
もらってでベースもいないってなってたので、その時私専門学校音楽の専門学校行ってたんですけど、で一緒の学校だったベースのミサを誘って。
Misa's band had just ended their activity, so the timing was perfect for her as she wanted to continue playing bass. Band-Maid, originally consisting of 4 members, was ready for its debut. They started rehearsals, but after about a month, felt that something wasn't quite right. Miku's voice alone didn't fit with this kind of music, and she didn't want to relive what happened with Little Kumin, so the idea of bringing in another vocalist to contrast with Miku's voice was raised. A new audition was conducted, inviting everyone managed by the agency who could fit with this project. Band-Maid members and management found the profile of a recently scouted young singer to whom they proposed to audition. She was a model, dancer, singer who came to Tokyo to realize her dream of becoming a professional singer. And her name was Psyche.
See, guys, this is the point where it confuses me. I already did Saiki, I did Akane. So it kind of confuses me that it lets me know that maybe I synchronized this whole documentary wrong. But that's okay. As long as I get the right stories and as long as I get the stories right, I'm just going to keep going.
With their newfound experience gained while recruiting the other members, the management knew that they shouldn't talk about the maid outfit to Psyche if they wanted her to come to the audition. So, they didn't.
どう思った？メイドの格好でみたいなのは。
メイドですって言われなくて。
言わなかったんです。
今までのこの反応を見て、クルッコは学習したみたいで。
なるほどなるほど。
さいちゃんには言わないで誘おうと思って。
可愛い服なんだけどって言われて。
ちょっと可愛い服でかっこいい曲のバンドをやるんだけど。
曲だけ聴いてたんで、あじゃあまあやってみたいですかねみたいな
感じで。
ので、これはみたいな。今はこれないんですけど、エプロン。エプロン。最初あって、エプロンってなって、パシッてつけない。
From this crazy idea of mixing cute outfits with hard rock music, 4 talented young ladies joined Miku to form an impossible band whose goal is to dominate the world through music. And this band was called Band-Maid.
So guys, basically this was all Miku's idea, right? I thought it was I don't know if it was Akane. I thought I'm a little bit confused. I'm gonna keep it real. I'm a little bit confused. I thought it was, I believe Akane was it that formed. So I guess it's Miku that actually formed the band.
Band-Maid didn't waste any time after finding enough members, as they started to perform live on July 24th, 2013, before Saiki even joined the band at Otsuka Deepa in Tokyo. They continued for 2 more shows before opening for Passport and Silent Siren on October 22nd, 2013 at Shibuya AX with their complete lineup. This was Band-Maid's first live. This venue could hold 1,500 people, so it was a great opportunity for our newly formed band. Band-Maid started to be more active on Twitter on July 19, 2013, to promote concerts and news about the band. Their YouTube channel had been created on October 22, 2013, and slowly grew over the years. Band-Maid also opened an Amiiblo blog that was deleted in 2016 to use the official website that we know today, even though it looked quite different from its current design. The management did a great job regarding the band's promotion in social media, but Band-Maid had trouble standing out and reaching more.
No, I never visit the Band-Maid's website. I need to do that. I'm going to do that as soon as I find time, but I want to do it when I could just explore it and know more about them.
People during the first 2 years. Most of their concerts were empty. They struggled to build their own fan base, and the future of the band was very uncertain. Band-Maid tried to participate in Battle of the Bands with some other idol bands, but very few people from the audience were actually there for them, so they tried everything to expand their fan base. They promoted their merch every time they could. They took photos and thanked fans for coming to see them. Miku worked in a noodle cafe in Akihabara until 2016, and she also sold tickets by hand. The Noodle Cafe was a service operated by Platinum Passport, where you buy a cup of noodles and you can choose which idol will pour hot water into the cup. Then, you will have around 3 minutes to talk with her until the noodles are ready. Until the first one-man show in Shibuya Milky Way, Misa was very unsure about her future in Band-Maid and talked to the management about quitting. And for this particular concert, the management booked a venue and asked the members to invite at least 100 people. In the end, they managed to get around 50 of their friends and acquaintances in the front row. It was truly a dark time for Band-Maid. It was also around that time that they released the MV of Thrill from their first single, Ai to Jonetsu no Matedoru.
Yeah, this was good. Yeah, this was good. That song was crazy. I remember that song was crazy right here.
Concert. The management booked a venue and asked the members to invite at least 100 people. In the end, they managed to get around 50 of their friends and acquaintances in the front row. It was truly a dark time for Band-Maid. It was also around that time that they released the MV of Thrill from their first single, Ai to Jonetsu no Matedoru.
Breaking new gate.
The song, released in November 2014, was different from what they usually do, and even very different from the main song of this single.
So it seemed, based on what, listening to this song right here, this one that's playing right now, it seems like they wasn't really aimed at being like a hard rock band. It was aimed to be like a very soft rock, because that sounds very different. Thrill from this song sounds very different. So I guess they was aiming a totally different sound. They did Thrill, and I guess they kept it moving. I guess they just stood there. They went with that.
Thrill was a success on YouTube. and was very well received during concerts. A few months later, on April 5th, 2015, Thrill was uploaded on a Facebook page called J-Rock Radio. This page introduced music from Japan like Visual Kei or metal bands to people from overseas, and the video gathered more than 1 million views in 4 days. You know, in comparison, it took 17 days for the music video of Unleashed to hit 1 million views, and that was the fastest any Band-Maid video grew. The response of Band-Maid's social media from overseas fans was huge, so huge that they were afraid that their Twitter account had been hacked. They also opened their Facebook page on April 9th, 2015, following the success of Thrill. It literally saved Band-Maid, as they later learned that management was about to end their contract and that this single was going to be their last. It was also the shock Band-Maid needed to find their own path and start their world domination. From this moment, the band committed to make harder songs, and 1.5 years later, they played their first concert overseas in...
Yeah, just like I said, they were doing, I'm going to say BS music, because that didn't sound right, that song that they played. If they was going to go with that, they would have been very, very, very short-lived. But that's Thrill, they did Thrill, that's it. It was a done deal, because that song, you could, as soon as you hear it, it hits you.
Mexico.
皆さんこんにちは、ミカです。今日はスペシャルゲストをご紹介します。レディットでアクティブに活動していて、インタビューから MC まで数多くの翻訳をしてきた人です。皆さんきっとご存知の人ですが、声は聞いたことがないと思います。それではご紹介いたします。 T シンジさんです。
はじめまして、 T シンジです。私がもともと聴いていた音楽はファンクロックやファンクなどで、ハードロックやメタルについてはほとんど知りませんでした。2019年11月に以前から友人に勧められていたベビーメタの曲を YouTube でいくつか聴いたら、サイドバーにバンドメイドのスリルが現れました。そのサムネイルを見た瞬間、これはかっこいいに違いないと直感しました。音を聞く前からギャップのコンセプトが伝わったんです。実際にスリルを聞いて途中までは悪くないなくらいに思っていたら、ミサさんのベースソロでやられました。次にダイスを聴いて、ミサさんのベースに完全に心を奪われました。私のようなファンクロックファンにとって、ミサさんのファンキーなベースは答えられない魅力があります。それからバンドメイドの MV を一気に見て、1週間後にはもう CD を注文してライブの予定をチェックしていました。ちょうどその時は東京近辺でライブがなく、次のライブはツアーファイナルの LINE キューブ渋谷だったので、すぐにチケットを買いました。また歌詞を見ながら聴くうちに、コバトさんの歌詞の素晴らしさに気づき、コバトさんの大ファンになりました。コバトさんの歌詞は内容もいいですが、何よりも音がいいんです。日本の曲では英語がよく使われますが、同じメロディーに英語と日本語を当てるのはかなり珍しいです。そして日本語で母音を落として変音節を作るテクニックが素晴らしいです。ここを8音節で歌っていますが、元の日本語は15音節あります。同じ年の12月、レディットを見つけてインタビューの英訳があるのを知りましたが、未訳のインタビューもまだまだたくさんありました。自分で英訳したいと思いましたが、私は英語ネイティブではないし、当時は音楽用語も詳しくなかったので、無謀ではないかと思いました。 でも小鳩さんが背中を押してくれたんです。
折れない石を宿した瞳に迷いはない。映し出した広がる世界に初めましてこの胸躍らせてる一度きりそうしたパーティー。
もし小鳩さんが私の立場だったら、やれることをやるだろう、自分の想像さえ超えていくだろうと思ったんです。なので、もし私の翻訳が役に立ったなら、私ではなく、私に勇気をくれた小鳩さんに感謝してください。バンドメイドには人生を変える力があります。
そうですよね。T シンジさん、どうもありがとうございました。そしてバンドメイドさん、小鳩さん、多くの人の人生を素晴らしいものにしてくださりありがとうございます。うわー、もう30分近く経っちゃいました。ここでちょっとお休みにして、動画の残りはまた来週見ることにしましょう。次回は作詞家小鳩さんのお話からしようと思います。ではまた次回、バイバイ。
今愛を見つけた愛を置いてかないで夢の中会いたくても会いに行けない時は楽しすぎてゆく会えない夜を越えて胸に潜めた思い出が突然ふっと蘇るね。心は奪われて心は奪われたまま。
You know, guys, something was missed. And I don't know if it's going to be in part 2, but something was missed. And I wanted to ask, because I know I did not miss this. They never mentioned the part about Miku learning how to play guitar or play an instrument, because she plays the guitar. Up until now, I know that she's singing vocals, of course. I know that she was on the vocals. Saiki's the main vocalist, as I understand it to be. If I'm wrong, let me know, guys. But Miku, I thought, was just a guitarist in the band that just happened to throw in vocals. But they never mentioned in this part, and I hope they mention it in part 2, where did she learn how to play guitar? You know, because they just mentioned her being a singer. They never mentioned her playing guitar, and she plays that instrument. So that's something that kind of confuses me. I hope they cover that on part 2. I figured they would cover that on part 1. But anyway, guys, I'm going to keep it moving. I'm going to do part 2 most likely in a couple of days. I'm not going to wait like the next week. I'm going to do it. I'm going to wait like 3 days, maybe. 3 days. Let me know, guys. Let me know how this went. Let me know if I missed anything. I hardly stopped the video because I was really all into it. I wanted to get into it. I want to really get into the story. Some things confuse me. Some things that I look back, I'm like, wait a minute. I thought it was Akane, I believe, that started the band. Maybe I got it all wrong, but I didn't think it was Miku. I don't know. I got confused, guys, so I need you to help me out. But I guess then, guys, that this was supposed to be the first one, because she the one that actually started Band-Maid. But anyway, I'm going to keep it, like I said, I'm going to keep it moving, guys. Let me know, school me on this, guys. I'm learning. Maybe I went a little bit off. You know, I keep it all the way real, guys. So you guys already know, guys. By the way, anything Band-Maid, send it my way. Anything Japan, any documentary from any other band, Japanese bands, One OK Rock, especially my main ones that I do, One OK Rock, Nemo Filler, Love Bites, any Baby Metal, anything, any kind of documentary, guys, let me know, because I would love to cover it, because it would really help me a lot. It would really teach me, help me view the music in a different light, value it a little bit more, to take it a step forward. And guys, you already know, man, any recommendations, any requests, make sure you send it my way. Any feedback, please make sure you keep it respectful. Please subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, hit the like button if you like this video. Any donations to my channel will be greatly appreciated. My PayPal account is on the description. Peace, love, and God bless.